Hello, my plant people and my non-plant people. Today we're going to be talking about my wish list plants. So we're going to put our vibes out into the universe. We're going to speak it into existence. And one day I hope to bring these plants home. I will say that some of these plants are just more common plants. They're not like extremely rare plants that I desire, but they are a little bit harder to find like at a good price point. So I'll kind of go into detail of what I mean when I talk about those specific plants. But yeah, none of these are like extremely rare, like crossed plants with another plant or anything of that nature. So grab your coffee. Okay, I picked up the Grande Pumpkin Cold Brew because pumpkin stuff is back. Because it's fall. So don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you're not already, and let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with the Scindapsus family. So in the Scindapsus family, in the Scindaptus family, I want two plants. And the first one is a Scindaptus pictus exotica. And I know it's not a extremely rare plant to find, but the issue right now in the plant world is there's a shortage and it's harder to get like a nice size plant for a reasonable price, essentially. So I have been putting it off, as in I have seen it pop up or it sells out super fast, or when you go on Etsy, they want to sell you 3 cuttings for like $30 something, which is ridiculous. So like I said, it's not a hard plant to find, like it's not rare, but it is getting a little harder to find these more common plants nowadays. So it's on my wish list, but I'm holding out until I can get like a reasonable price for a reasonable sized plant, essentially. And the second one is a Scindapsus pictus silver splash. I have my notebook, that's what I'm looking down at. And I've only seen this one, well, to be honest, I haven't like looked all over the internet, but I've seen this one on the Gabriella Plants online, and it has not come back in stock since I've kind of kept my eye on it. So this one looks like literal, like somebody painted these leaves like just with like beautiful little brush strokes of different colors of greens. Like that is what this plant looks like, and I'm for it and I want it. So I hope on one of these restock Wednesdays that they have, that they restock this plant and I can get my hands on it. And then we'll move on into the Monstera family. Yes, Monstera family. So there's 2. First one is a Monstera Peru. So Monstera Peru is like a little bit harder to find. I wouldn't say it's like the rarest of them all, but it is a little harder to find. It has always had a like heavier price tag compared to other ones. So that one I am having a harder time finding. So yeah, I'm waiting to see if I see one pop up online or maybe randomly in one of my nurseries. There's a nursery here in Houston that tends to post when they have a little bit more of a rare selection come in. So I'm keeping my eyes posted. I'm also not like, I'll drop some money on some plants, but when it starts getting like over the $50 price for just like one small baby plant, is where I start to get a little like, how much do I really want this plant? Number 2 is a Monstera Addisonii SP, and hold on, fried rich, I ain't even gonna try to say this because I can't. So it's FRIEDRICHSTHALII. That's how you say the name, okay? So it looks to me, it looks more like the narrow version of the regular Monstera Addisonii, but there's a little bit of difference between them. So I got my Monstera Addisonii wide leaf, which is back there. And then last weekend, I was able to find the Monstera Addisonii narrow leaf or small, whatever way you want to refer to it to. So this Addisonii is next on my list, and I hope that I can find it. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to the Pothos family. So I'm putting it out in the universe that I want a cebu blue Pothos. And this one I do feel like is a little bit rarer or a little bit harder to find. It's not as common anymore. I have also seen this one sold on Etsy for cuttings of it. And to be honest, at this point, I'm okay with like getting cuttings. I'm weary of who I get them from. I'd rather get them from like a friend or an acquaintance or somebody that I know versus just like a random Etsy shop. Even if they have reviews and everything, I feel like with just cuttings, you just don't know. So I would appreciate cuttings at this point. That doesn't go for all of the plants though. I'm specifically talking about the cebu blue, like I would be okay with cuttings. I was trying to get my hands on it with the restock this week on the Gabriella Plants Online. They did have a 3-inch pot of cebu blue, and you know, sold out in a minute, but I was able to get my hand on another plant. But besides the point, I haven't been able to get my hands on it, and I would really like one. So just putting that out into the universe. Whoever hears me, all the plant gods, if you hear me. And then one of the most recent ones that I've seen or noticed is called a global green Pothos, and it's just really pretty. And obviously this one is like more of a rare version of a Pothos. It's not as common as like a golden or a marble or even a cebu. Like this one I've started seeing and hearing about more recently. So I don't know how fast I'll be able to get my hands on one. I think for me, like at one point I would love to have all of the Pothos and all of the philodendrons. But when I say philodendrons, I mean like, you know, philodendron Brazil or the heartleaf, like that category, not like all the crazy ones. So at one point I do desire to have all of those in my collection. So slowly but surely we will get there. So those are the two Pothos that I desire. And then there's another philodendron that I do want, and it's called a philodendron brantinum? Brandtinum. That's how you say it. So I do desire one of those. It is a silvery plant, and I know that's kind of like trendy right now. But it does have more dimension to it. You know what it reminds me of? And I know this might sound weird, but it reminds me of like the Crackle nail polish paint that came out a couple years ago, where basically you would put like a color down of regular nail polish and you'd put this on top and it would dry like crackled so that you could see the underneath part. I don't know. I'll post a picture. Maybe you get what I'm saying. But that's what it reminds me of. And I do really appreciate how that plant looks, so I would love to have it in my collection as well. I would say I haven't done so much like digging for this plant. It kind of seems to be at some of the other levels of like difficulty to find as like maybe the Monstera Peru or something. Like it's not extremely hard to find, but like I said, just with everything going on in the plant world, it's just stuff is constantly out of stock, or you have to like jump on it and be looking for it constantly. So I'm being patient, and just whenever these plants come to me, they will come to me. And I think that is it. Yes, I think that's all for this one. I hope that everything going on in the plant industry, that these growers will be able to have more plants in stock more frequently, but obviously that's just how it goes. There's a super high demand for plants right now, and not enough growers and not enough plants out there in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna be patient until I get a nice price point and what I desire and what I want out of the plant. I don't want to rush things, but That's why I'm putting this out into the universe, and hopefully these plantitas will come to me. And yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.